All right, thank you guys. We improved to 4-1 in our last 5 board member tier package picks on brockpage.com. And the link for today's board member tier package pick is in the description section below. We're also hitting at 61% in our last 19 board member tier package picks in that very same category. And we also have over 880 members. We're signed up and active on my safe and secure website right now. But with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some NBA free picks. We're going to start off with the Knicks taking on the Cavaliers, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off on Monday, January 24th, 2022. Happy Monday to you. Cleveland's -7, totals 203.5. Now, Cleveland's going to work here today without Lauri Markkanen and possibly Rajon Rondo. Both are battling lower body injuries. Having said that, though, the Cavs still got the W in 6 out of their last 7 ball games. And they're covering the point spread in over 68% of their contests at home. And speaking of home games, the Cavaliers are allowing only 101 points a night in the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. They're also in the top 5 in the NBA in guarding the 3-ball at home. Now, scoring-wise, Darius Garland, he's averaging nearly 20 points a game, along with 3 boards and 8 assists. Meanwhile, Jared Allen, he's scoring over 16 points a game himself, along with double-digit rebounds. And speaking of boards, the Cavs are currently amongst the best teams in the East in defensive rebounding. They're taking on a Knicks team who lost 3 out of their last 4. And they averaged only 96 points a game in those 3 losses. The Knicks are also in the bottom 5 in road scoring. And they're having a tough time shooting the basketball from the field. Now, injury-wise, Arcidiacono and Walker, they're both listed as questionable to play. Meanwhile, once again, for Cleveland, Markkanen is out. Rondo is questionable. When it comes to the total in this one, Cleveland went 70% to the under in their last 10 outings. They're also 15-7 to the under in front of their home fans. Meanwhile, New York 60% to the under in their last 10 ball games themselves. 12-9 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean toward Cleveland -7 in the under 203.5. Next contest, it is going to be Bulls versus the Thunder, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. That's hot today. That's some hot coffee. Chicago's -2, totals 215.5. And as bad as OKC's been this season, they're taking on a Chicago team who lost 7 out of their last 9. And they're coming fresh off a 19-point loss to Orlando yesterday. Out of all teams, Orlando. Now, the big issue right now for Chicago is injuries. Levine, Caruso, and Ball. They're all still out indefinitely. Meanwhile, Jones and Green, they're out with lower body injuries as well. And even when Chicago is mostly healthy, this is a team who doesn't rebound all that great offensively. Meanwhile, on the defensive end of the court, they're actually in the bottom 10 in guarding the 3-ball. Now, they're taking on a Thunder team who's actually amongst the better offensive rebounding teams in the West, believe it or not. Maybe because they miss so many shots, but regardless, they're able to get the ball back when they do miss. Now, OKC also went 60% against the number in their last 10 ball games. And they've done a great job covering the point spread this year at home. Now, scoring-wise, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's averaging over 22.5 points a game, along with 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Meanwhile, Lou Dort scoring over 16 points a game himself, along with 3 boards. OKC is successfully covering the point spread in over 68% of their home games. And when it comes to the injury report, Krejci is still out indefinitely for OKC. Now, when it comes to the total in this one, the Thunder saw their last 4 straight all fall under the posted total. 13-9 to the under at the Paycom Center. Meanwhile, Chicago saw 3 out of their last 4 fall under the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward OKC +2 and the under 215.5. Next ball game, it is going to be Pacers versus the Pelicans, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. The New Orleans Pelicans are -3 with the total at 216. Now, the Pelicans successfully covered the number in 5 out of their last 7 ball games, and they've also gone 62% against the number at the Smoothie King Center. Now, the Pels are currently one of the best rebounding teams in the entire NBA right now. They're currently in the top 5 in home offensive boards. Meanwhile, on the defensive end of the court, they're actually in the top 3 in defensive rebounding at home as well. And of course, the biggest contributor to that is big man Jonas Valanciunas. He's grabbing a dozen rebounds a game, and he's also scoring 18 points a night as well. Another really good season for Valanciunas. Meanwhile, Josh Hart, haven't mentioned him probably in about a year or two, but Josh Hart, he's averaging over 13 points a game himself, along with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. So look for him to, contribute here tonight. Now, injury-wise, leading scorer Brandon Ingram is out. Devontae Graham is questionable. Now, you're probably going to see a few messages in the comments section here on this video from people who don't watch the whole video, and they just skip to the recap. They might not even get past the first commercial when you click on the video. They just go right to the quick pick recap. But they're going to try to tell us something we don't know already. They're going to tell us that those 2 guys are out. But despite those injuries, they're taking on an Indiana team who's terrible on the road, and they're also going to work without their 2 leading scorers, Malcolm Brogdon, Domantas Sabonis. All right, so I know we're going to get comments, and we're just going to fire back with that. Brogdon, Sabonis, they are out. And even when Indiana's mostly healthy, the Pacers got the W at only 5 out of 23 road games this season, and that's good for just 21% in that particular category. Now, the Pacers have also been little threat shooting the 3 ball this year. They're making only 32% of their 3 balls, and that's mostly with their top 2 scorers actually in the lineup. Now, injury-wise, once again, Brogdon and Sabonis are out for Indiana. Karis LeVert, he's also questionable for the Pacers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans on the other side, Brandon Ingram's out for them. Devontae Graham, he's questionable as well. When it comes to the total in this one, the Pels saw their last 4 straight all fall under the posted number. 7-2 to the under in their last 9. Meanwhile, the Pacers are 65% to the under when they travel this season. I'm going to lean toward New Orleans -3 and the under 216. Cafe Bustelo, man. That's like high test stuff. It really gets you going. Puts a little pep in your step. But anyway, guys, next and final matchup of the show, it is going to be Jazz versus the Suns, 9 o'clock Eastern start time. Phoenix is -9.5 with the total at 222. Now, the Suns are on a 6-game winning streak, and they covered the point spread in 7 out of their last 10. Phoenix has also been lights out in front of their home fans this year. They're winning over 78% of their home contests, and they currently lead the entire NBA in shooting from the field. Devin Booker's averaging over 24 points a game, along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Meanwhile, Chris Paul, he's averaging over 14 points a game, along with double-digit assists as well. And when it comes to the defensive play of Phoenix here, well, the Suns lead the entire association in defending the 3 ball. Now, they're taking on a banged-up Jazz team who's going to work here tonight without their leading scorer, Donovan Mitchell. The Jazz also may have to go to work without Whiteside, Gobert, and Bogdanovich. All those guys are listed as questionable as well. Now, the Jazz have really struggled as of late. They lost 7 out of their last 9, and they successfully covered the point spread only once during that stretch. And even when they're mostly healthy, the Jazz do tend to come out slow following halftime. And as a matter of fact, these guys are currently in the bottom 5 in the NBA here in third quarter scoring. Now, injury-wise, once again, Mitchell's out. Whiteside, Gobert, and Bogdanovich are questionable. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, Crowder, Payne, and Nader are out for them. DeAndre Ayton is also questionable as well, so keep an eye on him. Now, total-wise, Phoenix saw their last 3 straight fall under the posted number. 70% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, Utah's gone 14-9 to the under when they travel. I'm going to lean toward Phoenix minus 9.5 in the under 222. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we're currently 4-1 in our last 5 board member tier package picks. I like Cleveland minus 7, under 203.5. OKC plus 2, under 215 and a hook. New Orleans Pelicans minus 3, under 216. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that the link for today's board member tier package pick is located in the description section below. I'm going to lean toward Phoenix minus 9.5 and the under 222. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into our shout out of the day. We've been doing that occasionally over the past week or so. Not every day, but every once in a while we throw one in there. But anyway, today's shout out of the day, that's going to go to Sean Nash, who said yesterday, "Good picks, Brock." And as always, Sean, appreciate you watching the video and taking the time to drop me a really nice comment. So Sean Nash, hopefully you have a great Monday here today. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, guys, you got to know this. If you end up getting a membership here today on my website, you're actually going to get access to those picks all the way through the end of January. You're not just going to get the pick here today and that's it. You're going to get access to the package that you paid for all the way through the end of January. We utilize the Patreon platform. So Patreon's going to bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that if you continue to opt in. I do always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me. Hey, and one more thing about that board member package I was telling you about. Not only do you get access to the board member pick if you sign up, you actually get access to every single pick that I give out on that website all the way through the end of January as well. It's an all-inclusive pass. Once again, Patreon, if you sign up for the more expensive packages, the cheaper packages that are underneath that, they come included with the purchase. So anyway, just figured I'd let you guys know, the board member, you're not just getting one pick, you're getting access to every single pick that I give out on that site all the way through the end of January. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.